In this video we are going to talk about top 10 things to do in Budapest, Hungary. So before starting this video, please like and subscribe to our channel for future updates. Budapest, Hungary's gorgeous capital and cultural and historical hub, is becoming an increasingly popular tourist destination. Budapest, which was initially a Celtic village, features a number of well-known landmarks strewn about its two halves, Buda and Pest, which were formerly two separate towns. Discover the best things to do in Budapest. Number 10. Walk around Castle Hill. Budapest's main attraction is Castle Hill, a plateau overlooking the Danube that is a UNESCO World Heritage Site that features the city's outstanding medieval architecture, cobblestone alleys, Baroque buildings, and museums, among other things. The best choice is to just roam around and take it all in at your own leisure, but don't miss Trinity Square, Matthias Church, one of Buda's oldest structures, and the neoclassical Fisherman's Bastion, Halászbástya, which offers some of the city's best vistas. Almost every home on Castle Hill is worth seeing. For example, 18, 20, and 22 Országos Street are all from the 14th century. Number 9. Parliment Building. Although the Parliament Building is barely a century old, it has already become Budapest's most famous landmark. This spectacular neo-Gothic structure was finished in 1902, the result of an architecture competition that also produced two other structures, the Museum of Ethnography and the Ministry of Agriculture, which today stand opposite the Parliament. When the assembly is not in session, visitors can take a 45-minute guided tour that takes them into the main entrance hall, one of the lobbies, the House of Lords, and gives them a sight of the crown jewels. Number 8. Thermal baths. Budapest is one of Europe's few cities having classic Turkish baths and thermal spas dating from the 16th century. The history of thermal baths in Hungary stretches back even further. The Romans inhabited the area in order to benefit from the thermal springs. The baths from that era are no longer in use, but their remnants can be seen. There are various places where you can go for a swim. Rudas, with its remarkable Turkish architecture, is one of the most well-known, as is the Gellért Bath, Hungary's most photographed spa. Veli Bej, also known as the Kőszasár Baths, is another notable bath. Number 7. Go to a ruin bar. The most well-known part of Budapest's nightlife is its ruin bars, which are established in abandoned buildings. There are no signs indicating the locations of these bars, and the structures appear to be any other residential home in the area. But those who know which courtyard to enter will be surrounded by an eclectic mix of vintage furniture, walls full of more or less successful artistic endeavors, and an overall lively, artsy vibe that has been all the rage for over a decade. Zimpla Kert is the original ruin bar, and it's still the most popular, but locals will also recommend the simple Udvar. Number 6. Discover Hungarian wine. Hungary has a long history of winemaking that dates back to the Roman era, if not earlier. Today, the government strictly regulates wine regions, with Tokaj being the most recognized and respected, famed for its dessert wines known as ASZ. Although just a little amount of wine is produced in Budapest, it is an excellent place to begin learning about the country's viticulture. There are wine bars, such as Faust Wine Cellar, that provide a huge selection of local wines, as well as wine tasting tours, such as the 3.5-hour-long Budapest wine tasting tour in the labyrinthine wine cellar underneath Buda. Number 5. Discover the 8th District. The 8th District, popularly known as Józsefváros, is gradually becoming one of Budapest's most fascinating locations, despite the fact that most of the popular ruin bars are in the 7th District. Once an area that locals and tourists avoided, It has slowly gained a new reputation, with chic cafes and creative spaces attesting to the emergence of a bohemian lifestyle. Along Kurdi Gayula Street and Mizath Kalman Square, this is especially true. There are a few ruined bars in the 8th district, such as Corvintet, where electro rhythms play all night, and Muzzy, a community place. Number 4. Central Market Hall. This is a unique architectural monument that everyone should see, even if they aren't interested in shopping. Locals prefer the Central Market Hall, or Kozponti Vasarcharnok, as a location to do their daily shopping, but it's also renowned for its grand late 19th century architecture and sheer size, 10,000 square meters. There are also events like days dedicated to a single country's cuisine or guided excursions that include food and wine tastings. Number 3. Visit the markets. For a shopping spree in Budapest, there's more than just the Central Market Hall. The markets in this city contain something for everyone, from fresh produce to unusual antiques. Flea markets sell almost everything, so they're a terrific location to find a unique keepsake. Ekseri, a little outside of the city center, boasts the largest selection of reasonably priced vintage furniture and Soviet antiques. There are also year-round food markets, such as Belvarosi Piak and Hunyadi Tur Market in the 6th district, that sell fresh fruits, vegetables, bread, and other products. Finally, from March to October, go to WAMP, a modern design fair that takes place up to 3 times a month. Number 2. Take in the beautiful panorama from Gellert Hill. Gellert Hill, at an altitude of 235 meters, is a high hill that towers over the Danube. It played a key role in Budapest's history, first as a wine-producing region, albeit the vines no longer exist, and then as a vital military position. It has been part of the Banks of the Danube World Heritage Site since 1997, and is now a rich residential area. The spectacular panoramic view of the Danube and the entire city is the main attraction for visitors. Number 1. Pinball. Now let's go on to something altogether different. For less than $10, visitors may learn about pinball and, more significantly, in our opinion, play it for as long as they like at this charmingly offbeat museum. There are 130 various pinball machines, including vintage wooden pinball machines, modern and science fiction themed pinball machines, among many more. The machines are organized by manufacturer and chronologically, beginning with a late 19th century version that scarcely resembles the game we know and love today and advancing to the present day. This is a fantastic way to spend an afternoon with your buddies. What are your thoughts on our video? Do you have plans to visit Budapest on next vacations? Please let us know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and turn on the notification before leaving. Thank you for watching us.